No.
So the police officers did not approach you and tell you that they found you at fault and they were going to arrest you, because that is in a police report.
No, that's not in the police report.
Enjoy the video. Hit the like button.
Carranza, you're ready to proceed today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and Ms. Laskowski, the state's ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, are there any agreements?
No, Judge.
Okay, you may proceed.
The state would first ask the court to take judicial notice of the modification pleadings that were filed by the state on February 24th, 2025, and all requests therein and attachments thereto.
Take judicial notice of your pleading.
Okay. All right. And the state would first call Ms. Fly, now known as Ms. Carranza. Ms. Carranza, do you have a court order for Mr. Sarfo to pay you child support and medical support?
Child support, yes. He's to have medical support. The current order from February is that he's supposed to carry medical insurance.
From February of what year?
21.
Okay. And is that the order that was signed by the court on April 28th, 2021?
I guess it was, I thought we had court in February. Maybe it was April. I thought it was February. But maybe it was April. Because I have in my notes February of 21. So I could be wrong by the 2 months.
Agree. So I'm not sure what you guys were looking for, but she would agree that that's been the case since the divorce.
Okay. Specifically, I'm asking the state would ask the court to take judicial notice of the final order in suit for modification of child support obligation that was signed by the court on April 28th, 2021.
Okay, I take judicial notice of that order. At the time, his gross resources were
Yes,
five.
can we
I'm sorry?
So, please.
So you're breaking up, so I don't understand what you're saying. I think you're about to lose connectivity.
That's him.
Better?
Possibly. Did you need to say something? I was about to take judicial notice of a document.
Oh, no, ma'am.
Okay. So I take judicial notice of that prior order from April 28th, 2021. The prior order gross resources for Mr. Sarfo were $5,659.33. There was one child before the court. It referenced two other children that Mr. Sarfo supports. And Mr. Sarfo was ordered to provide the insurance and the dental insurance. And he was ordered to pay child support to Ms. Fly of $683 per month beginning May 1st, 2021. There was no non-disclosure finding, and it was signed April 28th, 2021. So I take judicial notice of that order, and it did follow a hearing, it appears.
And Ms. Carranza, have there been any changes in insurance coverage availability since the previous order?
So I always struggle with having Mr. Sarfo provide me with insurance information. Usually when we go to court, that he'll text me the actual insurance card information. And then also he dropped the insurance September of 21.
Okay.
So you haven't had insurance since September of 2021?
If you're asking me, I've always covered him under mine.
Okay, so
can you get some more testimony on this? Because I'm not sure where it's going.
Okay, so the April 2021 order ordered Mr. Sarfo to carry health insurance for Bryson. And is your testimony that that coverage, that Mr. Sarfo's coverage lapsed in September of that same year? Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And beginning September of 2021, how has Bryson been covered for insurance purposes?
Through my husband's insurance.
Okay. And at any time since September of 2021, and up until today, has Mr. Sarfo, to your knowledge, carried Bryson under a newer insurance policy of any kind?
He requested for Bryson's social security number, which I provided it to him. I don't know if he added him or not. If he did, it probably would have been beginning of last year, but I did not receive that insurance information until the last hearing. He sent it to me via text message the last hearing.
And when was that?
Oh, our last hearing was 2 months ago. I don't know the exact date.
Okay.
I can look at my calendar if I need to.
Right now.
Through my husband on Cigna.
Okay. For health insurance or dental insurance or both?
Health insurance is Cigna, and then dental and vision is through my employer, which is Dental Quest. It's through my.
How much are you and your husband paying for the health insurance policy in total per pay period?
So when I was at the table, that's where my book is. Can I go grab it real quick? Because I know it's 351 and some change, but I want to get the exact totals correct. Is that okay if I run and get that real quick?
That's fine, ma'am.
Yes.
Cigna health insurance biweekly, it'd be 357.81.
Okay. And how many individuals, including covered on that plan?
7.
Okay. And your husband as the employee, do you know how much that plan would cost bi-weekly for just him?
Not.
Okay. All right. Would his employer pay his entire portion of his premium, or would he have to pay for himself at least a little bit? Okay.
Ma'am, Ms. Laskowski, you're cutting her off and I'm not hearing her answers. I don't know if it's muffled, but I'm not hearing her answers.
I'll get closer. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's okay. If you can re-ask those last 2 questions, I don't know what the answers were.
How many people are covered on this health insurance plan through your husband's employer?
7.
Okay. Does that include Bryson?
Yes.
Okay. And if it was just your husband as the employee on this plan, would your husband have to pay any sort of premium?
Yes, he would have to pay a premium still.
Okay. And do you know how much that premium would be for just your husband as the employee?
I do not know how much that would be.
And how is Bryson covered for dental insurance?
Dental insurance is through my employer, Dental Quest.
And how much does that total policy cost per pay period?
$55.97 biweekly.
Okay. And how many people are covered on that dental plan?
6.
All right. And does that include Bryson?
That does include Bryson.
Okay. And you as the employee, do you know how much it would be for just you?
I do not know.
Okay. And do you know if you would have to pay premium if it was just you?
I would have to pay a premium.
Okay. Are you asking for the court to order you to be responsible for carrying insurance coverage, health and dental insurance coverage for Bryson?
Yes, ma'am.
Why is that?
Because there have been multiple lapses in the insurance policies. There was an instance where Bryson broke his arm, and I was told the policy was good, and it wasn't, and I had to pay $700 out of pocket. When I asked Mr. Sarfo if he would pay part of that, he told me that's what the child support is for.
Are you asking the court to order Mr. Sarfo to reimburse you Bryson's portion of the health and dental insurance premiums?
Yes.
Okay. Is there any family violence between you and Mr. Sarfo?
Currently, no.
All right. So you said currently. When was the last instance of family violence between the two of you?
22.
Okay. And does Mr. Sarfo know where you currently live?
Yes.
All right. If you were to move from your current residence, do you have safety concerns being required to tell Mr. Sarfo where you moved to?
No.
All right. Do you have any safety concerns with your contact information being in today's court order?
No.
Okay.
Ma'am, you're coming in very low. If you can answer louder, because I think I'm hearing you correctly, but if I'm not, that's not, I'm hearing a no and maybe it's a yes, and that's not good. So can you confirm the last two answers were no? Or were they yes?
No, I don't have any safety concerns.
Okay.
No, I don't have an issue with my information being in the court order.
Okay, thank you.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Sarfo, do you have any questions for Ms. Carranza, formerly Fly?
How much is, I guess I'm trying to figure out from between the state and her, what is Bryson's alleged portion of these insurances?
Good question.
$775. I mean, this is okay. I guess I could testify to math. $357.80 biweekly pay period. So 357 times 26 pay periods divided by 12 months is a monthly cost of $775.23 divided by 7 individuals. $110.75 per covered individual. So Bryson being one covered individual would be $110.75. Regarding dental, $55.97 biweekly cost for 6 covered individuals. So $55.97 times 26 pay periods divided by 12 months, or a monthly average of, I didn't write that down.
$20.
Okay, $55.97 times 26, $1,455.22 divided by 12 months, $121.27 divided by 6 individuals. Okay, so $20.21 per covered individual. Bryson being one covered individual, $20.21 for his portion.
I'd like to make note to the court that with insurances.
Sir, right now is your chance to ask Ms. Fly question.
Okay.
I let Ms. Laskowski assist with the math there because it was a useful question for us all to be on the same page with what's being requested. But at this point, you're going to get a chance later to speak. But right now, it's time to ask questions if you have any.
Okay. Ms. Fly, for this alleged violence in 2022, did the police officers decide they were going to arrest you or not?
No.
So the police officers did not approach you and tell you that they found you at fault and they were going to arrest you, because that is in a police report.
No, that's not in the police report.
Okay. Also, when it comes to, I've been saying that I have carried insurance this whole time. After we legally split and you were pregnant with your daughter Olivia, whose insurance were you under?
I was under your insurance.
You were under my insurance?
Mhm.
Okay. So even after you had Olivia till you got a full-time job or when you finished nursing school, whose insurance were you under?
I'm sorry. How does this have anything to do with Bryson?
Yeah, how is
Just
this
establishing a
relevant to what
pattern.
I'm addressing? Sorry, I don't even know the time frame that you're talking about. So how is this relevant?
It's really in a sense, the relevance of it is that I have carried his insurance since birth, even the time that her and I were not together, and even after she had a child that was not mine when we were married, I still covered them all on the insurance. So this is to prove that I have been a responsible parent in carrying his insurance his
If you
entire
can
life.
let's maybe move this closer in time, because she had an allegation. I don't know what time frame that was either, but about the arm, and that was the only allegation I heard from her. So that's more what I'm concerned about than
So,
things 2022. But I don't know what time anyone's talking about. So
yes, that's fine. Your Honor. We can move on. We can move on.
I do want to hear about the issues. I don't want to stop you from addressing that you did or didn't have insurance, but maybe just cover the time she alleged you didn't.
Well,
because I'm assuming otherwise you did.
to my knowledge, when she has asked
Questions
me
to
for,
her, sir. Questions to her. This is when
yes,
you question her, not talk to me. Okay.
have I sent you money for anything else besides just child support?
You paid $600 towards Bryson's braces.
And that is all I've sent you, what, since we split up, for anything covering him?
For medical, that is correct.
Okay. I'd like to make notice of that. That is not valid. Okay, that's all the questions I have, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Laskowski, you may call your next witness.
The state would call Mr. Sarfo. Mr. Sarfo, are you
Yes,
currently
ma'am.
employed?
Yes,
And where do you work?
UTMB.
All right. And what do you do there?
I'm a provider here,
Let me doctor.
nurse practitioner.
Okay. And how much do you earn as a nurse practitioner at UTMB?
My contract was for, I believe 110, but with times that I have picked up and with they started this new program where you can't carry so many PTOs, so I've had to cash in several PTO hours each month. So that has increased my pay. So next year, my base salary will be back to the 110, because by then I wouldn't have lost all the PTO hours that I've earned. So my checks are PTO hours are added to it to where I do not lose that money. So for up to date, I think I'm averaging almost 120 if my calculation is right.
Are you paid hourly or salary?
I am salary, but it is based on hourly rate.
Okay. And what's your annual salary?
Annual salary is 110.
Okay. Do you have a pay stub?
Just the one that you presented.
Okay. Mr. Sarfo, I'm sharing my screen right now. Is this a pay stub that you've provided to the AG?
I believe so. I'm on my phone, so it's kind of hard to read it, but I believe so.
Okay. Does this accurately reflect your income at your current
Uh,
employer?
yes.
Okay.
Like I said, that's including everything. So yes.
And how long have you been working at UTMB?
I've been here 3 years, but my current role a year. Actually, you know what? Yeah, 3 or 4 years, but my current role a year.
Mr. Sarfo, this pay rate figure of $4,807.69 biweekly, does that figure include any payment for any sort of PTO days that you've cashed in?
I believe so.
Okay. So is each biweekly paycheck $4,807.69, or do they differ each time?
Currently, it is, and it may vary a little bit, but for the most part, it's around that range due to the fact that, like I said, since we put in our own hours, I have it to where PTO hours are added to it each pay period. That way, I do not lose hundreds of hours come the end of the year.
Okay. All right, at this time, the state would offer what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1, Mr. Sarfo's pay stub going through October 24th, 2025.
Does anyone have any legal objection to SX1?
No, ma'am.
No.
Okay. Exhibit SX1 is admitted.
And Mr. Sarfo, do you have private health insurance available that you can put Bryson on?
He is currently on my insurance, and yes, he has been on my insurance.
Okay. And how much the health insurance that you're carrying right now for Bryson, how much does that cost you per pay period?
My per pay period, I paid $350.
Okay. And
Sorry, how much was that?
$350 per pay period.
350?
Yes, ma'am. And it's 350 some change. I don't remember the exact amount, but yeah, 350 and yeah, bi-weekly.
okay. And how many individuals does that health policy cover?
Myself and 3 children.
Is Bryson is one of those children?
Yes, ma'am.
So there's 3 children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if it was just you as an employee, how much would you have to pay for your health insurance through your employer?
Zero.
Okay. Do you have private dental insurance available that you could put Bryson on?
Yes, I have private dental that he's currently on.
Okay. And how much does that cost you per pay period?
195 per pay period.
Okay. And how many individuals does that coverage or does that dental plan cover?
4 individuals as well.
Okay. Is it the same 4 individuals?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And if it was just you on that dental plan through your employer, how much would you have to pay?
Nothing. I'm being a provider. I'm covered.
Okay. All right. So you mentioned that you were previously ordered to carry health insurance for Bryson, and that you've done so this whole time. Is that what you are? I mean, do you still maintain that?
Yes, ma'am. I've carried Bryson, my insurance. Now, if there is a lapse, it might have been between switching jobs. But other than that, he's been covered on insurance since he was born.
Okay. So in September of 2021, roughly 5 months after the last order that ordered you to carry health insurance for Bryson, did you let health insurance for Bryson lapse?
I don't recall his health insurance lapsing. However, like I said, he's had some form of health insurance through me his entire life. Now, I did have a discussion with Ms. Fly a while back when she started working and she was getting insurance, and she stated
Objection asked and answered.
well, you asked me a question, I'm trying to answer it.
Overruling that, I want to hear the answer. Continue,
Like I
Mr.
said, I have had a conversation with Ms. Fly where she had mentioned she was adding him to her insurance once she became a nurse and was getting insurance from her job as well, which I did make notice that he is already covered under my insurance, but she said that it doesn't change the price because at a certain point, even if you add 20 people, you are paying the same amount, which in this case also reflect that I think after 3 or 4 people, your insurance stays the same. So it doesn't matter if you have 10 people on your insurance, you will still be making the same payment.
Mr. Sarfo, did Ms. Fly ever? I'm sorry, I'll withdraw that question at this time, Your Honor. Mr. Sarfo, so if have you changed jobs since since April of 2021 when you were ordered to carry insurance?
Between Fresenius and UTMB, for the past so for the past 5 or 6 years, I have had 3 jobs. Yes.
Okay. Right. And has your insurance coverage for Bryson changed along with those jobs?
No, not to my knowledge, it hasn't. Like I said, I also carry my 2 daughters as well.
Okay. So they've been on the very same policy this entire time?
They have been on the UTMB policy since, I don't quite remember the date, but they've pretty much been on a Blue Cross Blue Shield for the past 13 years. I believe he's been Blue Cross Blue Shield for the past 13 years.
So have they ever gotten new insurance cards, new policy information? Have you ever provided that to Ms. Fly for Bryson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Because I'm paying for it, so it doesn't matter to withhold it when I'm already paying for it.
Did Ms. Fly ever let you know that Bryson broke his arm and needed medical care under your insurance policy?
Yes.
And when was that?
I don't actually recall the date when that happened, but I know Bryson had broken his arm at school, and
Okay.
he ended up getting a cast.
Okay. And did you have Bryson covered under insurance at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did Ms. Fly have proof of coverage
To my knowledge, she did.
that she
At the
could
time, it
use?
was. I'm sorry.
Did she have proof of coverage that she could use to get him care at that time?
To my knowledge, she did, and she was covered under both. He was covered under both my insurance and her insurance at the same time. According to my knowledge, yes.
Okay.
Can I add something or?
No, this is not the time, ma'am. Feel free to take notes, but right now, Mr. Sarfo is being asked questions.
All right. And Mr. Sarfo, did Ms. Fly ask you for any financial assistance with any uninsured medical expenses associated with that? With Bryson breaking his arm?
I don't recall her actually asking, but from what I remember, whenever she has asked me for something, I've, for the most part, been able to help. There's been a couple of instances where she went ahead and purchased things for him, but to my knowledge, I've helped him with his medical care since he was born. I actually went with her on the day that one of his cats was either was being played and also was being taken out. I went to the doctor's office with them. So to my knowledge, I have assisted with whatever she needed. Now, not to say that I have given her 100% half each time, but once again, to my knowledge, I have helped with as much as I have possible. If you're asking for an exact figure, I don't have an exact figure in mind as to how much I've given her over the years. No, that I do not. I do not keep a meticulous record of things like that.
Did you refuse Ms. Fly's request for financial assistance with the arm break?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Did you tell her that you weren't going to help her with that because
no, ma'am.
you paid child support? Okay.
Not to my knowledge, no, ma'am. Hello?
Yes. Is there any family violence between you and Ms. Fly?
Yes. There
Okay.
was.
What happened? What happened?
Well, as you mentioned, in 2022, I don't remember exactly which month. I think it was April or something.
Oh, okay. Continue.
Sorry, should I continue?
You may continue, but is 2022 the last time anything happened between you all? That was
correct.
Okay. I'm not sure we need to belabor that, but if someone feels we do, by all means.
Well, we don't need to really go into detail. However, since she did go into details, I also like to state my part just because there is a record of everything that's happening today. Yes, there was a incident at my house where both parties called the police, and after their investigation, they found her at fault and they were going to arrest her. And because of the fact that we are both medical professionals, we were both nurses at the time, I did plead with the police officers not to arrest her, which they did. And it is stated in the police report that they were going to arrest her, and I said no, I pleaded with them not to. So if it ever comes to a point where I do need to present the police report where it is stated, I can. I have a copy of the police report. However, I do not feel like that is relevant right now due to the fact that we have been co-parenting very well. So I don't see the relevance of that for a child support hearing. I do not feel like my address or my info should be, I don't feel safe where I am. We live in the same neighborhood, so there is not an issue of safety at this point, no.
Sorry, you have a safety concern about where somebody lives, or you don't?
No. I said I do not feel like there's a
Okay.
safety concern
Okay,
for either one of us.
okay.
Okay, in that case, the state would, pass the witness.
All right, Ms. Carranza, do you have any questions for Mr. Sarfo?
I do.
Okay, you may ask them.
So hold on one second. Let me see. So on January 14th of 22, this is when Bryson broke his arm. I said
What was that date?
January 14th of 2022. I
Okay.
said, send me the back of the insurance card. Bryson broke his elbow. The orthopedic doctor needs it. Oh, sorry, hold on. My computer's about to die. And so he had to send that information to me. I'm gonna have to change location.
Yeah, but this is your chance to ask him questions, not to give me information and just talk. So
Okay.
I don't want to waste time. If you have questions for him,
all this
you
is
need
not
to ask.
relevant.
Sir, please don't interrupt. If you have questions for him, now is your chance to ask those. Otherwise, we can move on to some other part of the trial.
Okay. On February 10th of 2022, I texted you about the insurance being dropped and about the bill that I got. Do you remember that?
No, I don't recall that.
I have a text message here that said,
I don't doubt you don't. I just don't recall that.
you want me to read it to you? It says, I didn't drop him. It lapsed because my job effed up. I didn't drop him. They're resolving it. I told you, I don't even know until he broke his arm. Did you send that to me?
I believe I did. Once again, I don't recall all that conversation because I have had more important things to take care of, and he has had insurance this whole time. And at the time, too, if I remember correctly, you had him under your insurance as well as mine. And so I had that issue resolved with HR where he has been covered under insurance.
Do you remember why I asked for your insurance?
No, I don't.
It was because the reason why was because I would need a referral to use mine. And you had insurance, and I was able to get him into the provider at that time using yours. I asked if yours was valid. You told me it was, and it was not.
It was valid. I was still working with Fresenius.
Do you recall me giving you this bill for $750?
No, I don't recall all that. Like I said, I went with you to the doctor's office, so if they gave you a bill, I would have seen it as well.
You did see it. You were there. Thank you. That's me, all.
Ms. Laskowski, do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Sharfer, do you have any witnesses you'd like to call?
No, Your Honor. And I wanted to say that I don't know how long the proceeding is going to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Your Honor. Sorry.
It was just a yes, no, if you have witnesses, and I was going to ask her the same
No,
question.
ma'am. No, ma'am.
Okay. Ms. Carranza, do you have any witnesses you'd like to call? I'm sorry?
That's all. No, I do not.
Okay. So the state does not represent either of you, so I'm going to give you both a chance if there's anything additional you think I need to hear. Ms. Carranza, is there anything additional you think I need to hear?
Just that the insurance, there's been lapses in the insurance over time. I just want to make sure that Bryson stays covered. With having the insurance in my name, I'm able to give him the care that he needs. He does have asthma, and he is an athletic boy. And that way I'm able to go to the right providers. I have the insurance information. This new insurance policy, he did not give me the information.
We've lost her.
Mm-hmm.
Did she get moved into a room or did she disconnect?
I think,
I think a computer died.
yeah.
Your Honor, I am at work. I'm
No,
in the
no.
ICU.
Okay, so we
So-
can't, we have to wait for her to come back. The case was set today. It can take all day. Ms. Laskowski, do you want to try calling her to see what's happening?
We are.
Thank you for letting me know.
I'm so sorry about that.
That's okay.
Computer died.
Okay, you were in the middle of speaking.
It's just the lapses of insurance. I would prefer if I was able to carry it because I can guarantee that he's going to have insurance coverage and it not lapse. And then we won't have the issues of me having to pay a lot of money out of pocket.
Mr. Sarfa, is there anything additional you'd like to say?
Yes, Your Honor. As I mentioned, since he was born, I have had him covered under insurance. Insurance has never been an issue, and to the point where, like I said, and I know this is going way too far back. However, I had covered him and her even after we split up, and her daughter, who is not even mine, under insurance. So that has never been an issue. I currently also carry, myself, my daughter, and him. His providers, with the company that I work for, his doctors, he sees are through UTMB. So all his information, all of his insurance, everything are already in the system. And so if you need to add additional insurance information, then you have to present that. However, his insurance information is already in the system. He sees UTMB doctors. I work for UTMB. So everything is not that I have to physically give you a card or anything. Everything is already in the system as it is. The issue has not been with him has not been who needs to carry his insurance or if he's not covered or not covered. That is not an issue. Now, his insurance is covered under her husband's, not under her. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but to say that his insurance is covered under hers is not quite valid. I just want to say that I have carried his insurance since he was born, and that is not going to change. He's my son, and he's my responsibility, and I've been taking of that responsibility since day one. So I don't know why this is an issue that we are dealing with. I would like to proceed and be done with this proceeding because, like I said, I have each patient in the ICU that I need to attend to, and I keep getting calls about it. And so his insurance is something I've carried, and that's just been it.
Ma'am, does he see UTMB doctors?
He does. But I didn't have the policy until the last hearing, and they can't just provide me the policy number because I asked them and they couldn't give it to me. So that was an issue because I had to ask him what the policy number was because I had to call Cigna and put them as primary.
Sir, have you gotten any EOBs from Bryson this year?
I believe I have. I get a lot of mail. Now, I have taking my daughter to UTMB, and I've asked them who all are listed under my policy in the past 3 years or so, and they have told me, oh, everybody that's listed, which Bryson is included in the dependents that were listed. So he is covered on insurance. He's been covered on the insurance.
Okay. Ms. Laskowski, would you like to make a brief closing argument?
Yes, Judge, the state would ask the court to modify Mr. Sarfo's current child support and medical support obligations based on a gross monthly income of $10,416. That's $4,807.69 biweekly. The state would ask that the court use the guideline percentage of 16% of net resources for one child before the court and two others that Mr. Sarfo has a duty to support. The state would ask that the court make appropriate orders regarding carrying health insurance and dental insurance for the child and any appropriate either premium credits or cash medical and cash dental support reimbursements. The state would ask for these current support obligations to begin December 1st, 2025. The state would ask that the court make appropriate orders regarding non-disclosure, parties having not offered any testimony regarding safety concerns. The state would ask that the court order that there be no non-disclosure. And finally, the state would ask that the court assess court costs against Mr. Sarfo in this case and order Mr. Sarfo to pay those court costs to the Galveston County District Clerk on or before November 19th, 2026.
Everyone can just give me a moment. I'm going to do some math. So this might take a few minutes. If anyone needs to use the restroom or anything, feel free.
Am I allowed to ask a question, Your Honor?
What is your question, sir?
I want to know why I am solely being requested to pay for court costs when I did not present this suit.
The Texas Family Code explicitly states that the court cannot assess court costs against either the custodial parent in this fact scenario, that is Ms. Fly, and nor can the court assess court costs against the Office of the Attorney General. The Texas Family Code states that the court shall order court costs to be paid by the non-custodial parent. In this current fact scenario before the court, that is Mr. Sarfo.
Does anyone have anything else before I go review all of this?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, yes, I was just curious as to the 480 as my net pay. That is not my net pay every 2 weeks.
At least you said gross.
I did, Your Honor.
And I'm going to look at all these numbers, so I have not made a ruling yet as to what your gross resources are, sir.